You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. So for all of us over the course of this Taurus new moon monthly cycle, we look at the Sabian symbol that is imbued at the degree point where the sun and moon are conjunct. This month, it's at 16 degrees Taurus. The Sabian symbol imbued at that degree point and flavoring the entire month's storyline for all of us is a battle between the swords and the torches. So this might be swords representing air and torches representing the fire in the belly, maybe the creative spirit. There might be a battle between head and heart over the course of this month for a lot of people. There might be some controversy, some conflict in the air on the global stage as well. So we'll have to take a look to see how this manifests for us. Virgo, welcome to your May 2016 Alchemy Scope. I'm Erin. If you've tuned in before, this is going to be a very different Alchemy Scope this month. I am going to be doing some automatic drawing, which I've been wanting to do forever, for about 5-6 months now. And it has been delightful. So it feels just right to do it this month for you. It does feel like this is the optimal thing to bring you this month as well. It just feels like a complete win-win. Some of you are not going to like this because this is going to be more of a meditative process. This is not going to be, here's the cards, move on to the next video. So for those of you who need that information, there's plenty of other divinators out there. For those of you that are wanting to connect in on a different level, join me, have a cup of tea, and let me get started. At the end of drawing, I'm going to discuss what's coming, because essentially what I'm doing is I'm pulling information from the field and just seeing through my hands what's coming, what forms, what images are coming, and what stories are they telling us for your evolutionary journey in the month of May 2016. And then we'll discuss it, and then I'll pull a card for you. Okay? So let's get started. So, Virgo. Let's see, what wants to come for Virgo in May? So, you're going to see some other images here, but that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. I feel that the way I laid out the paper is actually folding into the bigger story of something else. And so it could very well be that this Cancer story might indeed be folding into your Virgo story. So just, we'll see what wants to come. So Virgo, what is it that wants to come for you this month? Virgo. Virgo. So Virgo, I don't know if you can hear it. I doubt you can, but I have my door open, essentially. I have my front door open, as I usually do. And there's some music that just started about a minute ago. And it must be playing downtown because it's filtering in. It's like wafting like wind inside my door. So during your reading, there's been music that's just begun that is joining the party here with us. So that's interesting. It's always very delicious to kind of tap into what is coordinating, what is the synchronistic activity that's coming into play with any reading, whether it's cards or psychic or, in this case, drawing. So you have some music. I wish you could hear it. Somehow I doubt you can. Virgo, what is going on for you in May? I hope you can, yeah, you can see all this. This shape is wanting to continue here, 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 here. Even in the mountain top, you know, it's like, it's very much like a chalice shape that's coming up for you here. It's beautiful. I'm feeling like a little bit like Close Encounters of the Third Kind when Richard Dreyfuss keeps carving the mountain, creating the mountain, you know, out of the mashed potatoes and out of the mud in the backyard and all of it. That's what it's feeling like. Virgo. That might be almost, it's almost done. Not quite. Virgo, I think that might be it. Let me make sure you can see. Yeah, it's fine. I think you can see it just fine, actually. Okay, good. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I'm going to adjust myself, though. My position is, it's worked, but then the more drawings I do in this position, I'm needing to adjust after I do the drawing. So let's take a look here. So I mean, the first thing that came, the first thing that was the initial shape, Virgo, for you was this kind of almost like a fractal, I mean, almost like a wave, like an ocean wave, but like almost like in a fractal format. So there's this like irregular pattern that's playing out at some sort of horizon line for you. So it's almost like your perspective, it's almost like your perspective is irregular. That's actually what I want to say. So in May, you might be reflecting upon how your ideas about things, your perspective, dear Virgo, on things has been irregular, erratic, not consistent. And perhaps it's growing. You know, it could be that it's going through these growth phases. The other thing that I'll say is that things are radically shifting. So what we thought we knew are now kind of blowing out into, you know, the nether regions, because infinity is showing itself, and there's just myriad ways by which we can know and understand life, really. And it could be that you're getting kind of blown out, that there's this irregular perspective mechanism that's unfolding for your life now, and it's maybe kind of freaking you out. However, I actually don't think it is, because even though this perspective is stretching and growing and changing, and there's new information coming in for a lot of you, what I see is this beautiful kind of, like, here's sort of like a trident. It almost looks like a trident, but it's more like, it's very vaginal to me. Like, a lot of this is very feminine, I have to say. It's very feminine. There's something like a chalice here. There's something like a chalice here. There's something like a chalice here. And same with this. But there's the sun right above it. So it could very well be that there is a masculine, feminine dynamic happening for you right now. That it could be that you and a lover, or you and a spouse, or you as a person who's not with a partner, you're going through some analysis with regards to you as, let's say, a woman, your analysis of your partner. Same if you're a man. So whether you're a woman or a man embodied in this life, you're assessing the dynamic, the polarity of how relationships work out. Because there's something very positive and joyful, optimistic. There's like this future projection that feels high and optimistic and happy, joyful, that is above a groundedness that is there despite this shift and change that's going on with how you're perceiving life. And it could be, by the way, with how some of you are perceiving relationships. There's a root down here. So it's almost like from this fractal, from this kind of, let's say, irregular pattern of your perspective, a taproot occurs. It's a little irregular. It's going here and there, but there's a root that establishes itself in May. And there's this fantastic kind of form. It's like a cylinder, but it has this cap on it or some sort of illumination around the top of it. There's this kind of horned, chalice-like cup, this receptiveness, this growth, because it's receptive and it's growth. It's both receptive and growth. Could be, by the way, some of you, this is going to apply to a very small percentage, but some of you might be getting pregnant this month, I have to say. I mean, it's very sexual. It's very dynamic. There's birds flying. The birds were one of the last things to come. So it's two. It's two birds. So it could very well be that there, for some of you, there's some coupling that occurs. It could be a birth. It could be a conception for some of you. But for those that it's not a baby conception, it could be a conception of a whole new perspective on relationship, on how you are in relationship, how you can be the powerful woman, let's say, for the women out there, how you can be rooted in your power. It's almost like there's some new birth from this perspective shifting that's going on. There's a new birth that's occurred with regards to you as woman, with regards to you, even, by the way, for the men out there, for you as men, on how you relate to women, how you see woman, how you see the power of woman, and how you see the modern day degradation and dismissal and dissolution of half of our whole. And so for a lot of men out there, it could be that you're reconnecting the dots and you're seeing life holistically again. That's part of this fractal, the shift and change in your perspective. There's two birds here. Again, that's like a coupling. So for me, that's talking about a partnership, a relationship, a love relationship. This is quite something. Virgo, I have to say this feels really quite amazing. Let's take a look and see what card. So let me do a little cleanup here of my, gosh, if I can find it. Where did I put that? Okay, Virgo, so I found my towel here. So I'm going to clean my hands a bit. Move that over so you can actually see your image. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a guidance card for you. This is a special guidance card that I really have reserved for myself and for clients. But this is the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. And I'm going to use this. I was really guided to use this deck for this month of May, for your guidance, for your goddess, for your embodiment. And I'm doing this in lieu of the 64 Dakini Oracle that I typically do for these alchemy scopes. So for those who are new to my channel, my work extends well beyond the alchemy scopes, and I invite you to check out my website, thealchemyofholism.com, and check out my services. I help people get connected to their inner encoded blueprint, their inner stories, and also get clear on their shadows, their growth edges, what they're here to get real and clear about so that they can align and move forward like their inherent nature is here to do, with optimal flow and least effort. So, Virgo, what is your guidance, your goddess, your embodiment for May? Virgo. Virgo. Number 38, surrender, sensitive sister, be moved by the moon. Wow. Beautiful. So, Virgo, I am going to read what this is saying to you. So stay tuned for the next segment, because I'll go into this card and what this guidance is all about. But how amazing, though, that this card would come up with the feminine so highlighted. Indeed, the moon is calling. So let's see what this brings forward for you. Surrender, sensitive sister, be moved by the moon. Gorgeous. So let's take a look and see what's coming for you. Virgo. So, surrender, sensitive sister, be moved by the moon. This is what Kuan Yin is telling you. You know what you know, even when you don't know how you know. I speak to you through that knowing. The intuition that is beyond logic, the feeling that has no physical proof as yet, the instinct to keep going, to trust yourself and take the journey before you. Even when you feel like you know too much or are too sensitive, you do not need to shut down or try to protect yourself from feeling. What will work better for you is to be open and truthful with all that you feel and resist nothing. It shall then simply flow, changing like the phases of the moon, naturally and without effect on your part. I will guide you and show you how to do this so that you will never be afraid, even of the passing experience of fear itself. And you shall become surrendered into life, moved by the moon, a living embodiment of grace in motion.